bag, the suitcase, and his sword, you know." "On board ship, stowed away in captain's cabin," answered Growler. "You don't mean to—" "Yes, I do. I'm no 'fraid cat. I mean to have them pink pajamas, or—" "And where do I come in, eh?" exclaimed Growler indignantly. "Oh, you can have the shirts and collars, matey. Share and share alike, you know. We'll just slip off to the ship and take us with you," broke in Rudolf. "Do." "You know you promised to do us a good turn," whispered Ann, "and if you don't take us, we'll tell, and we'll tell about what happened to the white mice, too. And while you're at it," went on Rudolf, "you better take possession of the vessel. Between us we can easily manage those old spotties that were left on board. Then, don't you see, when you fellows are masters of the Merry Mouser, you'll have Mittens in your power, and you can make him whack up on all the treasure." At this brilliant suggestion the two mates gave a smothered cheer, gazing at each other with their round yellow eyes full of joy, and their whiskered mouths grinning so widely that the children could see their little red tongues and all their sharp white teeth. "But how shall we get away without being seen?" Ann asked. "Oh, that'll be all right," said Prowler, looking about him nervously. "Just wait till you hear 'em announce the refreshments. That always means a rush, you know. Then slip through the crowd and out by that door behind the curtain, and hustle down to the ship just as fast as ever you can lay your paws to the ground." Prowler had hardly finished speaking before, with a final long-drawn piercing yowl, the duet of the Pirate Chief and Miss Tabitha Tortoise came to an end, and an intermission of 10 minutes for refreshments was announced. From an inner room at the back of the hall a dozen or so white cats in caps and aprons trotted forth, bearing large trays loaded with very curious-looking cat eatables. Rudolf and Ann had now their usual trouble with Peter, who at first absolutely refused to budge until he had tasted at least one of each. When at last he was made to understand that the trays around which the cats were so greedily thronging contained nothing more inviting than roasted rats and pickled fish fins, and that these delicacies would probably not be offered to prisoners anyway, he regretfully allowed himself to be pushed through a door at the side of the hall and hurried off in the direction of the shore. Although the children, followed closely by the two mates, had managed to slip away almost unnoticed in the general excitement, yet they knew their escape must soon be discovered, and they ran as fast as ever they could go. At last they reached the wharf, and scrambled up the side of the Merry Mouser, expecting each instant to receive some kind of challenge from the two spotted cats on guard. Much to their surprise, they received none. This was soon explained, for the two common sailors were found in the cabin, curled up in the captain's bunk, fast asleep. "A nice mess they'd be in if the Chief caught 'em," cried Growler. Prowler said nothing, but winked at his friend, and taking a piece of strong string from his pocket, he bound the poor spotted cat's 8 paws all in a bunch together, and left them to continue their nap. This little matter attended to, all hands now turned their attention to raising the sail, and by the time the advance guard of cat pirates came rushing down through the Pussy Willow Grove in their pursuit, the Merry Mouser, borne along by a breeze that was something more than a cat's paw, was fast leaving the shores of Catnip Island behind her. Chapter 7